students. I know you learned about food chains this week, and so I found this book called Food Chains and the Food Web in Our Backyard, Secrets of the Garden. And I thought, what a great way to learn more about food chains. Let's check it out, all right? Now bear with me because I'm taping myself while I'm reading, and it isn't the easiest thing to do. Okay. It's spring, and the days are getting longer. The sunshine warms the earth. It's time to plant the garden. I really like the pictures in this book. Dad gets the soil ready. Then my brother and I dig in. I plant zucchini, radish, and carrots. My brother plants lettuce and pea seeds. We cover the seeds with soil and we pat it down with our hands. The cat says, maybe they'll plant some catnip for me. There's Dad. There's the greedy cat. Then we watch the sky. I'm hoping to see some rain clouds, but the sky is clear blue. We hook up the hose and a rainbow sprinkles in its spray. A good long rain would help, Dad says. Patience would help, Mom says. I don't see anything, says my brother. Old leaves and vegetable scraps, along with a little poop from our coop, make a good compost to add to the soil, say the chickens. Billions of tiny bacteria digest the vegetables, leaves, and scraps. That process releases nutrients that are good for growing plants. I try to imagine what's going on underneath the soil. Are our seeds alive? Are they growing? Every morning, we hurry out of bed. We check to see if anything has sprouted. Days go by, and still our garden looks like an empty patch of brown. So they're hoping for some rain, and we just got rain in our garden. We know how much that helped, right? Which is in our urban garden update that you'll see today in the video. Then one morning, my brother calls out. He is the first to see. I run over and I bend down close to the ground and I see them too. Tiny sprouts are poking through the soil. Yay! Here are some different sprouting plants. This is a beet, zucchini, spinach, potato, tomato. Sprouts send roots down into the soil. They push their tiny stems up above the soil. Soon, 2 little leaves unfold on each stem. Then more leaves grow. Those are some smart chickens, right? I never knew any chickens that knew all this stuff about gardens. Each day, our sprouts grow a little bigger, and soon they're big enough to be called seedlings. Early in spring, Mom planted tomato and green pepper seeds in the small pots. She kept them warm indoors by a sunny window. Now her seedlings are ready to grow in the garden. She puts the potatoes, the size of marbles, into the ground too. They will sprout more quickly than potato seeds. So she used seed potatoes, unlike the ones that we used in our experiment a few weeks ago before Easter break, or spring break. Sunlight gives plants energy. Plants use energy from the sun to make food out of air, water, and nutrients from the soil. That's called photosynthesis. Plants store the food in their roots, leaves, stems, seeds, and fruits. These are the nutritious parts we eat, and when we eat them, they pass along their energy to us. These are the parts we eat: leaves, roots, like carrots, radishes, potatoes, beets, leaves like cabbage, spinach, and lettuce, fruit, a zucchini, a pumpkin, tomatoes, peppers, stems, asparagus, celery, rhubarb, seeds, peas, beans, and corn. The green leaves of a plant catch the sunlight. Tiny holes on the underside of each leaf take in the air. A plant's roots take in the water and nutrients from the soil. Sunshine, fresh air, water, and soil help the seedlings in our garden to grow. Our lettuce and our radishes are the first plants ready to eat. Ooh, just like us in our garden too. We nibble the sweet green leaves and we crunch the spicy red roots. But something or someone is enjoying the vegetables as much as we are. I look for a good place to hide. I tiptoe in. I sit very still. You wouldn't believe the things I see. Our little garden is filled with life. I spot a small brown rabbit. munching lettuce. So he's the one. The rabbit's ear twitches, and our cat, Honey, sees it. But the rabbit is too fast. He shoots out of the garden like a rocket. Honey will be good at keeping the rabbit away from the lettuce. Oh, thank goodness for Honey. We need a Honey at school because some of the things that we have there have some little bites on it too. I suspect it's not a rabbit though. It's probably rats. One morning, I noticed some ears of corn on the ground. A few of the kernels have been nibbled. Maybe a mouse discovered the fallen ears and stopped for a snack. Last fall, Mom found an empty mouse nest on the ground underneath her tomato plants. The mice had woven grass and dead leaves to make a comfortable pocket and lined it with lint and downy feathers. I wonder where the mice might be living this year. I lie back and I watch the clouds above, high above. A hawk flies over. She turns back and she begins to circle. Though most of the animals I see are plant eaters, a few of them are meat eaters. The hawk glides down silently in an instant. The bird snatches up a grasshopper in her claws and swoops away. Yikes, better stay in your nest, mice. Meat eaters eat other animals. Here's a larger food chain. Here's a longer food chain. Would a hawk eat a chicken? So here it is. Corn plant grows. Mouse eats corn. Hawk eats mouse. Yikes! Here's the food chain, see? I like catching grasshoppers and other insects and spiders in the garden, but I don't eat them. I watch them for a while and I let them go. Once I found a caterpillar gnawing on Mom's pepper plants, and after that, I caught as many as I could and I fed them to the chickens. That's a good plan, right? Look at this big shiny bug, I said. It's called a potato beetle. Potato leaves are its favorite food. Potato leaves? Yeah, I don't care, or as long as it doesn't eat the potato roots. If beetles eat all the potato leaves, the roots may die. Maybe I should dig up this plant. We could have the potatoes for supper, she says. Egads! If there are too many of these, they could eat your whole garden. He's referring to herbivores, plant eaters, aphids, and mites, potato beetles, white flies, snails, slugs, grasshoppers, caterpillars. We have some of those in our garden. Now, on the other hand, carnivores, meat eaters, pretty good for our garden. Ladybugs, spiders, praying mantises, toads, hawks, right? Chickens help too. We like a few caterpillars with our corn. We are omnivores. Here's a longer food chain. Pepper plant grows, caterpillar eats pepper plant. Hen eats caterpillar, hen lays eggs. We eat eggs. Yum. Spiders are hunters. A few, like wolf spiders, stalk insects on the ground. But most, like garden spiders, build sticky webs that help them catch their prey. Another food chain is potato plant grows, beetle eats the potato leaves, spider eats beetle. A longer food chain is potato plant grows, beetle eats the potato leaves, spider eats the beetle, robin eats the spider. Pretty interesting, right? Lots of different insects are busy eating plants and other insects. The spider is busy with his beetle. They don't seem to notice that the robin has been watching. A beetle or a spider would make a good snack for a robin. Uh-oh. She's going to get him, right? All of a sudden, I see the robin scratching and pecking at the soil. He's found an earthworm. As he pulls the worm up, it stretches like a rubber band, then snap, pops out. The bird swallows it in one gulp. No arms, no legs, no hands, no feet, but it's tug of war. Why, it's so hard to pull the worm out of the ground. He has tiny bristles that help him hang on the walls of his burrow. Interesting, I didn't know that. Now we know about this, right? We use our cultivators to loosen up the soil around the plants so that water can get down to the roots. We spread compost and nutrients to the soil, but the worms are really better at helping the soil than we are. They work at it every day and they never seem to get tired. Look at all those crazy worms going. It says worms are a special part of the food chain. When plants die, they fall to the ground and it's hard to read upside down and begin to rot. The worms eat nothing, eat rotting plants, and as the worms tunnel around, they leave digested plant matter behind in the soil. The digested plant matter returns, sorry, it's hard to read upside down, importantly, returning important nutrients to the soil. The worms also loosen up the soil as they tunnel. Then water and air get down to the plant's roots easily. Worms help the plants grow. Okay, we know that, right? And we have lots of worms at our school garden, let me tell you. It's like Worm City. All right, so the plants depend on the worms and on the sunshine for fresh air. They depend on the rain and on good, rich nutrients for the soil. Oh boy, my beets are ready, says my brother. I prefer zucchini. Mice are nice, says the cat. Bugs are better, says the chicken. We depend on plants. Without them, there would be no food for animals or people. We're all connected. Every food chain begins with a plant. Together, all the food chains in the garden make up a food web. Every member of the food web is important for a healthy garden. People are part of the food web too. Here's an example of a food web. That's so interesting. I'm just going to put it up to the camera so you can see it. It's pretty cool, right? Ecology is the study of living things in one area or environment and how they relate to one another. The word ecology comes from the Greek word oikos, which means house or home. Any living thing's environment is its home. I like to call the garden our summer home. Our real home's made of wood. It has 4 walls and a roof and a floor that keep the sun and the rain and the dirt out. It's a good house, really, but our garden home is different. Only my family and I live in our wooden home, but in our garden home, we make way for neighbors, rabbits, spiders, birds, beetles. It is their summer home, too. As autumn nears, the days get shorter and longer. We harvest the vegetables that are left. The time has come to clean our tools and put them away for the winter. Time for the garden to rest. The animals have eaten and stored fat for the winter months ahead. We are also busy storing food. We can tomatoes, pickle beans, freeze corn, and hang baskets of potatoes in the cellar. Wow, they must have had a big harvest, right? Let's plant some strawberries next year, says Mom, or maybe pumpkin, says my brother. It's a little sad to say goodbye, but I know that as we sit together through a long winter evening, we'll be having fun planting our next garden and dreaming about the warm days of spring. And there's their garden. Boy, it would be fun to have a big garden like that. But we have a big garden at school, so here's the challenge. Go out in your yard and see if you can spot a food chain, one like in the book. If you have any trouble, you can always email me or have your parents email me. And if you don't have a garden or a place to go to find a food chain, just think about our garden, and in the Urban Garden Update, maybe you can spot some of the food chains. All right, go get them, gardeners.